So hello, everyone, and welcome to our 3-day masterclass called Reflection. And I love this word, reflection, because most of us are running around like crazy women, doing the tasks, looking after everyone, and we don't actually sit and have time to think about you. And this is what right now is about you. You're present, you're here. So I really want you to be here in every way. Okay, your heart, your soul, your body. And that's why it's great when you have your camera on, you're really being present. You're here. I can see you, you can see me. And reflection, because I had the time, just want to share a little bit of my experience over 2023. And I want you to think about yourselves as well. But in 2023, the start of the year was really in great flow. And halfway through, there was lots of things going on. And I could see I was changing, I was growing. I always have a coach in my own, even though I'm a coach, I have a coach. So, because it's about personal development and it's about growing as a woman and growing as a person and learning, because that's how I serve my clients, to be able to coach you at a greater level when I'm growing as well. And I was changing and I could feel my emails were changing. And I had a lot of people saying, your emails are changing. And it was really exciting for me. And then there was a part of in the last 3 months of the year, I felt this heaviness and I could feel I was in this hustle again of life. Yeah. Ticking lists, chasing my tail. And I was getting really tired. I could feel the energy. And I want you to think about your year. This is what we're going to do today. Everything today is about last year. And I'm sharing my story so that you understand that I was doing this work too. I've done this work. And that's why I'm presenting it with you today. And from going and having that heaviness, and I felt really tired, and I really was looking forward to my 2 weeks off in social media, because I run my business on social media. Even though I did some posts along the way, that was okay, but it gave me and my team, they just did their own thing as well. It gave me time to reflect. It gave me time to be back in gratitude. When we start becoming in this hustle and fight and flight, because it can be a little bit of that fight and flight, which is stress, right? So we can feel it in our gut when we start coming out of alignment. And when our gut is out of alignment, so do you ever feel it? You feel the energy when you're just not in that really beautiful flow of your life? And so that is where you want to stay, even with everything that's happening around us. And it's really important to actually start studying yourself, to say, wow, what was my year like? What happened? What did I learn? And so when I was doing my reflection and came back to really like so much gratitude for the year, I realized that the last probably 3 months, I wasn't in gratitude. I wasn't appreciating all the beautiful things I had. I was becoming more of, this wasn't working, this isn't working. And you see, that feeling and those thoughts don't bring abundance. They don't bring happiness and joy. And even though I'm a coach, right? And the reason I got out of flow, and there's no excuses. I just kind of forgot some of my own practices that are non-negotiable. My neighbors were renovating, which was supposed to be a small renovation, which was a big renovation, and people in my driveway, and it was starting to just spin me out a bit. But if I would have been more in my grounded awareness and doing my meditation and doing this quietness, I would have handled it differently. So it was really good to come back into self. And I like to call it self, because we always know when we're right or wrong. We always know when we're making the right decision for yourself and for others. And we always know when we start blaming others, judging others, and or even speaking unkindly to yourself. So when we think about the past and we think about last year, what is a word, and pop it in the chat for me, what is the word? Maybe you haven't thought about it. I want you to now think about last year. Think about what happened last January. What happened February, March? And a great way to, if you're not even sure, if you have your phone in front of you, go to your photos and just whiz through your photos, because the photos will come back to some of the memories that we may have forgotten. And just, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do this exercise. So pick up your phone and go through the year, last year, and see if there's some things that you think, oh, wow, I remember that. That was so much fun. Or there might be a photo that reminds you of something that wasn't so much fun. But normally you don't have photos, because I can imagine you will have so many beautiful photos there of friends, family, something you did, some travel, whatever. And when you're looking at these, and when you come to December of 2023, I want you to pop in the chat, what is the word for 2023? How do you feel when you look back at your photos? What's the emotion? What is the challenge? What comes up for you when you look? Oh, I love that. Joyful. Thank you, Mary. I just got goosebumps. That's fantastic. I know when I looked at mine, I actually didn't have a lot of photos of being out with my friends. So it was kind of like, I didn't really take many photos besides my running. But I also realized that, there was a lot of growth over the year for me. Yes, growth and some stretching. Love it, Pauline. So good. You can also look at them and say, maybe, there was other things in those photos. Let me go back and have a quick look myself, because it makes me think of things too when I start going back. Oh, I think of gratitude, right? I see the photos when I went to the beach and walking my dog and how much joy that gives me. I also look back and I think I was really consistent with my fitness last year and my strength training, and it started to show up in my body again. Because in 2022, I was focused, and my coach was in a different country, and they were very early mornings, and my time in the morning got smaller and I wasn't focusing on my fitness. So my strength started going away. And last year I made an intention to really work on my strength training, to get back my abs and feel better about myself. And that started showing up. So do you see anything in there for your health goals that you should have maybe had more or done more? I know we take holidays, I had a week away last year. It was the best holiday I've had, I don't know, so long. And I went by myself, and now I've given that to myself. That is something I will always do. Time alone, time to fill my cup. What else when you look at your photos? I think of something, I made a decision in a fear moment, a moment of fear. And when we make decisions in fear, what do you think? about that feeling of fear? There's a good fear and there's not a good fear. There's a scarcity fear, and then there's a fear of, this is scaring me, but I know this is going to be good. Do you know the difference of the fear? I love the gratitude. I had a lot of change, downsized my house, moved to an apartment. Yeah, that's huge, Carol. I find moving home is one of the biggest places of growth and fear and change. What are the top ones? They talk about moving, they talk about marriage and divorce, or maybe it's death. Moving, I don't think it's one of the highest stressing, you know, if it was a decision you made, it's a great decision. So, but it can bring up lots of things, right? Because you don't know what it's going to be like. You don't know all these things you don't know unless you've lived in an apartment before. Difference between the two fears. One feels like excitement, the other feels yes, that's it, Pauline. Absolutely. It feels constricting. And it's this lack mentality, right? It's a lack feeling, right? The restricting. It's like, you know, when you buy something that you love, you feel excitement, right? And joy. You might still have some fear in that, paying for something online. I always look at online because I think we shop online so often now. And sometimes we can buy something and then we regret it. And we feel, oh no, why did I buy that? Oh, I'm going to return it. And these things are super important of where we are and how we feel. And why did you feel it? So our reflection today, I want to focus on really just the reflection of last year. What came up for you? What did you work on from last year? Have you had time to think about it? So if you have said that last year made you feel gratitude from looking at your photos, what made you feel the gratitude when you look at the photos? Was it the experiences you had in life? Pardon me, was it going out for dinner with girlfriends? Was it life in general? Was it just being more present in your day? Being in the moment. Let's talk about being in the moment. That's a really big one. How often are you in the moment? You're in the moment right now. And I know I can't see those that don't have their cameras on. It'd be really great if you can turn them on. Great to see you, meet you. Because then I know you're in the moment with me and you're not doing something else. This time is precious. And as we are aging, do you feel like your time for life is feeling like you still have a lot of time in life? Or are you feeling like, wow, you know, in this age and I'm feeling I'm running, you know, you're running out of time? Thank you so much, Carol. Lovely to see you. Yes, doesn't matter what you look like, hair and a pony, no makeup. It's not about that. Great. Thank you for sharing. That gave me goosebumps, not in a good way, in a way of that feeling of, why do you feel that way? When you feel like you're running out of time, why do you feel that way? Time is a very interesting conversation, right? It's a word, it's a feeling. It's, what are you thinking about? Is it thinking about what's going to happen in 2 months from now, or what's going to happen in a month from now? Oh, sorry. So when our life changes, that is now restricting how we've had our life, it's how we look at our life can be the make or break of time. Gratitude is always where we start. And you have to go inward to really understand that feeling. And I don't know what your injury is, if it's, you know, not being able to use your legs or use your arms, or is it your memory, or is it because everything is a little bit different in how we look at it. But time, we have time. There is so much time. It's because we're not being in the moment. The moment is all we have. So if you're thinking about tomorrow or what you can't do because of something, you're not in the present time. And then you feel that there's a lack of feeling there, right? That's the fear. That's where fear pops up. That's that stomach feeling, right? And it's a low energy. Your whole body feels it. You feel uncomfortable. So this is really important work here. I have an app that I use to help me stop and take breaths. Great, Pauline, to be in the moment about 3 times a day. Whoops. Always surprises me how sometimes I find myself so not present. So good. Yes. The back injury, and you're right. I jump ahead. Yes. Stay in the moment. And I want you to, I was just got off a call this morning with a client actually, and she's had some injuries as well. And I want you to be really present here. The more you think about what you don't have and whatever is lacking in you, you're bringing more of it to you. Our main thoughts and our subconscious is really important. So if you're always thinking that you have a back injury and you can't do this and you can't do that, you're bringing more of that to you. We must be present and be grateful for what we have. And I truly believe that we can heal anything with our mind. And that's what I was saying to this client, because she's hearing things from doctors all the time. And I said, I want you to come back into gratitude. I want you to know that you are healthy. And the more that you keep telling yourself you are healthy, that is a better thing to be focusing on, and allow that to be your main thought in your life. So going back into reflection, because I know we've got a little bit off there, but that's a really important thing. How do we move into 2024? What do you want for 2024? You've shared with me how most of you had really good feelings from last year, right? Reflection, joyful. There's some newbies here. I haven't, Marilyn, what's your word for last year? iPhone Sonia, do you have a word for last year? How was it for you? Was it fun? Was it exciting? Were you full of gratitude? Were you, you know, what were the experiences and the emotions that you had from last year? Because what I want you to do is to jump onto Canva, and I do have one, and I just didn't know how to share it with you because the last time it didn't work. So I'll try to figure it out so I can send it in an email. And I want you to go and put all the beautiful photos up on in a Canva. If you know Canva, they have these great little, like a vision board. That's what I want you to create. And you can do it by the month. Right? You can do January 2023, and put some beautiful photos that stand out for each month. And I want you to then reflect on your year, the growth, what happened. the celebrations of the year. And then from there, I want you to look and create the what you want for 2024. You want to be healthy. You want to be living your best life. You want to be, being able to do the things you used to do. I ran with somebody many, many years ago. And I'm trying to remember his, because it's just popped in. He was told he wouldn't, I don't think, walk again. And he's an amazing runner now. So the doctors told him he would never run, and he's never walk. And here he is, and he's in he has a whole running coaching business now. He was an ultimate runner. Like fast, fit, doing huge long runs. It was like incredible when I heard about his story. You hear of people surviving everything, right? We hear people surviving breast cancer. We hear people of, being on their, cancer, breast cancer, so many things in life, and yet they survive and they get rid of it because of their minds. And I want you to just realize that this is really powerful space here, because you can have anything you want. So when you reflect back on last year, what was missing? Was there anything missing that you didn't achieve or focus on? Yes, Sonia. I have 𝐧𝐚𝐦𝐞. Okay, that's great. So the moment is all we have. I'm just looking at, oh, yes. Yes. That's a painful, it's a nerve. So you need to be not thinking of the pain you are having. How do you say that word again? I can't remember. I know. The word's just gone right out of my head. As soon as you wrote it, I knew what it was. Anyway, it'll come to me. So going back into our reflection. So what specific moments and experiences are you most grateful for? Write it down. Make sure you're going to write this stuff down so you go and do this work. Okay, so I want you to create your vision board from last year with all the beautiful memories per month. Just add one photo per month. And then I want you to write down what specific moments or experiences were you the most grateful for last year. The one that pops out for me is absolutely going away and having my holiday. It was the first time I'd had a holiday on my own. And it was a long year last year. So I had waited a long time to have that break. I was very, very grateful to have had a week off. I had so much fun talking to new people. It was just so relaxing. It was amazing. So that was a big moment for me. And what I learned from that, so now I want you, when you go and write down the specific moment or experience from last year and why you're grateful for it, right? So why were you grateful for it? So for me, I was so grateful for it because I learned, and this is the other thing, what did you learn from it? I learned that I have not given my body self-care. I was working a lot last year, including weekends. I wasn't out having fun. And those are boundaries, right? That's what it's like, oh, no wonder I felt so hustling by the end of the year. So what did you learn from those beautiful moments that you're so grateful for? And now I want you to think about what were your personal achievements and milestone. What was a milestone in 2023? Because I look at my achievements, my personal achievements, which I shared with you, was getting my fitness really back on par. You know, you hear so often, I want to really talk about this one, that as you get into your 50s, if you're doing cardio or running, you're losing all your muscle tone and blah, blah, blah. And I do not believe in that, because I'm 56 and I have great muscle tone and I'm a runner, and everyone, you hear this a lot on social media. And I want you to know, again, the things that you're hearing, who are you hearing them from? We can have anything we want, ladies. You can have the life you want, the body you want, the health you want. So my personal achievement was working on me, getting my fitness exactly where I went. I was running 50K a week again. I was running with great speed. I was doing 20Ks. I ran a half a marathon. I don't know how many times last year. And as a runner and I've had a hip replacement, a full hip replacement. So I know how much gratitude I have that I'm running, and I have to listen to my body, of course. So that was a big, big achievement for me. And my personal growth, what was your personal growth? So love to hear, what was your pop in the chat there? There'll be someone that knows exactly where they are. What was your personal achievement last year? What did you achieve? What are you really grateful for? Pop it in the chat for me. And then what was your growth? We must grow. If we're not growing, we're dying, right? It's full stop. If you're not mentally growing and learning and moving forward in your life, in whatever way that is, you are not growing. And this is where we go back to time, Mary, right? What can you learn from where you are right now? What can you learn, and that gives you more joy and happiness? Sciatica. I found it. Sciatica. It's a funny word seeing it written out. It was like, oh. So my personal growth milestone was that moment that I made a decision based in the fear of what I was resisting in my life. Okay, hear the words. I was resisting something in my life, and the fear was showing up for me because it was the focus I was having. And I did something from that fear. Luckily, I was okay, and I changed that decision, and I took my power back. And when I took my power back, do you know how light I felt? It was like, oh, I was just like, my body was, and I think that was part of the hustle last year, because it happened at the last 3 months of the year. I made this decision, not in the right mindset. And I coach on this stuff. And then I finally told my coach, and she was like, oh. But I was so grateful, because I learned that the power and our mindset, we can have anything we want. But we do sometimes need help, right? I spend a lot of time in professional development. I get a lot of gratification from that, but I neglect my self-care. Yeah. It's learning and making ourselves a priority. Some people don't. If you don't make yourself a priority, you're never going to have it in there. And why are you neglecting your self-care? Not feeling you don't feel good enough, you don't feel worthy enough, you don't feel, what is it? Where's the feeling? There you go. It's something common with women. It is common with women. We are the caregivers. We are the ones that give and give and give. I've learned a lot from my ex-marriage, my divorce. It was not easy. And when I share my story of 20 years, it's quite overwhelming some days. I think, wow, long time not to be, it was never easy. It was never easy. And my self-worth diminished in my relationship. I'm grateful though for all of it, every single ounce of it, every sad moment that comes to me, every part of that, whatever, like I'm very grateful about it. So I can talk about it in a very happy place. But there at the time before I started healing from that and building my confidence and my self-worth, and even that's what my coach told me, right? Of this thing that I did, she goes, oh, unworthiness. And I had to do the work. And even the other day, was it yesterday? I've lost track of days. It's kind of weird coming back to work and you're like, your days are, I think it was yesterday, I was talking to a client. She was just starting. She jumped on a call and she didn't have self-worth and didn't have trust in herself anymore and the confidence to make decisions. Achievement was getting certifications. Oh, this is so good, Mary. You're just giving me so many goosebumps. A lot of mindset growth, got back to regular exercise by the end of the year. It built up over months from not doing much in January. By September, October, December, I got consistent. Thank you. That's so good. So what I want to talk about is that you haven't uncovered what it is, though. We hold on to so many things, ladies, buried. And until we sometimes really dig into what that is and where those thoughts and memories are held, you'll never be 100% happy in your life and comfortable in your skin and confident in who you exactly are. Does that resonate with anyone here? Women, as I said, I can speak from my own experience. I gave so much in my marriage. Now my marriage was not, the reason it wasn't also easy was because I moved countries for someone. I didn't have friends here. I didn't have a family. I didn't have the backup, the backup band. So I was dealing with a lot of that on my own thoughts. Even though I felt it, I tried to find that space in that relationship, but it was always brought down. So where am I going with this? So I had to bury it. I just started burying it. I started to think, oh, it'll be better tomorrow. It'll be better tomorrow. It never got better. I just got better at pushing it down. And that's that stress mechanism that women can do. And something happened that can change your life. So I'm glad you got back to the consistency and learning so much, but make sure, right? Mindset growth isn't just about the growth sometimes. It's also about looking back and learning from the past, letting go of the past. Oh, I don't know what I said. Sorry, Pauline. Say that again. If you want to remind me, pop it in the chat, but So your reflection, okay? I want you to, this is the homework that I want you to go and do from today's lesson, okay? I want you to, first of all, I want you to create your beautiful memories. And maybe you are old school and don't do technology, then get them from your phone and just maybe take a photo of them and print them out so you have something to look at, okay? Put it out on paper and look at that and think about it and think, wow, 2023 was such a great year. Because when we start looking at the year, we can then plan for 2024. And the tarot, because I'm very spiritual, the tarot readings, I got on three tarots I have that I listened to. It was just incredible. They all said the same thing about my sign. It was just like, wow, okay, that's not just one tarot, that's like three. And it's going to be another fast year, but it's going to be a great year. And it's going to be one to have an intention, have what you want for your life this year. It's been hard these last few years, right? And they predicted it. They knew that. They've been saying it for ages. Even like I remember the beginning of last year, they were saying it's going to be another fast year, but it's still going to have a lot of messy chaos happening. And I haven't heard that someone did say a bit of chaos in the planet of all the change that we are going through, but they said it's going to be a lot more fun. So where's the fun in your life? If you don't plan the fun, it won't happen. So when we go back and do this work of reflection, we're looking at, oh, we did have fun, but maybe there were times that you didn't. So what happened in that time? All right. So you want to do a little Canva or photos of all your memories from last year and try doing one each month. It'll make you feel really amazing when you see it. Okay. And then I want you to, I want you to think about what was your personal achievement and what was your growth milestone in 2023. And now I want you to think about now, what is the envision and how do you carry into, what are you carrying into 2024? What didn't you focus on last year? Let's put it that way. Sometimes we completely forget about what we actually say we want to have because you don't set the intention. So what is the intention for 2024? Excellent. What is that? What is that? Me and my health. What is it? Get specific. If you don't know what you want, it doesn't mean anything, right? Like that is so vague. What do you want? Be intentional, be descriptive. Any questions? Getting back on track with my eating and working out. Fantastic, Carol. Is there a bigger goal for that? Stretch yourself. Marilyn, haven't heard from you, Marilyn. Are you there? Any questions? This is going to be fun. And I want you to, when you go do this, I want you to put some really nice music on. Okay, how do we get in the moment? How do we have more fun with this? Music is such a great thing to have. I don't know, who doesn't like music? Right? Music makes you feel a certain way when you put on music. So I want you to be in gratitude when you do this practice. So what kind of music makes you feel joyful and grateful? Okay, I'm going to share a song here. Give me a second. And we're going to do a little practice. We're going to do a little give me a second. I should have started with this. Tomorrow we will. You just find the song. Just bear with me here. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. Okay, now just give me a second. I'm going to share something here with you. So let me just see how I do this. And I'm going to play a song and we're all going to shut our eyes. And I want you can actually, you know what I want you to do? I want you to write down, okay, before I share my screen, are you ready to do a little gratitude practice here? Or would you prefer to just shut your eyes and be in the moment and listen to the words? I'll let you decide what you want to do. Now, when we go to do this, I want your feet not crossed. I want them on the ground, and place your palms on your lap open. When we do that, it means we're open to receive. Okay. Share with me here if you are more, are you more in a spiritual side or are you a God person? And they're both the same in my opinion, and there's no judgment on this. I speak of both. I've come to a higher self in myself. Spiritual, great. So spiritually, right, is think about meditating. That's why it's always an open palm and the feet down, because we are energy beings. So the energy comes in from our head and out, right? From our feet or up from the feet and up. But it's usually energy is flowing. Okay. That's why we want our hands open. And if we're in a God position, God is still within us, right? We are part of the bigger planet and in God. So, all right. So if you're going to spiritual God focus, beautiful. Love it. Love it, Sonia. Me too. And I've been really focused on that. And that was a big one for me last year, being really open in my coaching. Now I'm bringing all of that into it because it's who I am now. So I want you to, I think this song for this one would be really good for all of you to shut your eyes and want you to listen to the lyrics. It's okay. So when I go to play it, it's just oh my God, it's just an amazing song. And I want you to just be in the moment and listen to the lyrics and just shut your eyes and be in it. Okay. Let me share my screen. I'm grateful. Can you hear that? Oh, grateful more than I have been. I'm grateful to the friend. I'm grateful more than I have been. Yes, yes, I am grateful I woke up again. Woke up and took a breath again, yeah. Looked up and saw the sun again. I'm grateful for the eyes I have. I'm grateful on my toes again. I'm grateful for the wind against my face. I'm grateful for that sensation. For love and embrace. I'm grateful for the lemon juice upon my lips. I'm grateful I can smile when I'm tasting it. So grateful.
more than I've ever been. It's true, yeah, it's true, yeah. I'm grateful. Oh, till it burns. I am. Yes, I'm grateful. It's more than I've ever been. It's true, yeah, it's true, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That song fills my heart. And doing this with all of you brought it to another level. It's so spiritual. It's sorry, it's just such an amazing song. It has changed how I look, right? Like when we dig into this, and this would be a great thing when you're ever in a place of not feeling your happy self, because it makes you look beyond you. It makes you realize how we live in this amazing world. We have fresh water, we have running water, we have eyes to see, wind on our skin, face in the sunshine, even in the snow. I know there's winter over there somewhere. But we have so much. We have plenty. We are enough. We are worthy of so much more. And I'm so grateful for all of you being here with me today. It's filled my heart. So thank you. Thank you. Wow. Just love that song. And I listen to that like first thing in the morning. That's what I do. I get up in the morning, I feed my dog, and I go and sit in silence. And I sit there and I listen to that. And that's part of who I am. So I really embrace and would love you to really get into this more, the gratitude of where you are. And when you're looking back, so play some music that makes you feel joy and love. It's all we have is love. Okay? And I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here with me. You're welcome.